House of the Dragon season 2. Man, 2 more years. Probably. I want to kind of address the backlash this season's kind of getting. I understand the whole position of feeling like we didn't get anything, but I kind of disagree with the sense that this season was a waste or nothing happened or it was trash. I've seen that a lot and I'm kind of like, guys, come on. I think the best way to, at least for me, I think the best way I could put it, and I heard someone say this and I was like, that's exactly how I feel. That I love every single episode of this season. I don't think it's like a masterpiece of a season, but I do think season 1 is better. But I think that the 8 episodes we got are great, but it does feel like maybe there should have been one more episode. Or maybe it's a great episode, but it doesn't feel like a season finale, Only that last little 5 to 10 minutes, that little montage at the end, that makes you feel like a finale. But all in all, not so much. So those are my right off the bat brief thoughts about the season, and like I said, addressing the controversy of the season, because I've seen so many headlines saying that like this is like a waste of time or not much happened, and I'm like, no, that's ridiculous. I've seen shows where you're like, dude, we're 4 episodes in, nothing has happened, and so much happened by episode 4. By the end of episode 4, yeah, a lot had happened. As a huge Game of Thrones fan, I do think that they kind of dropped the ball a little bit with the way the season ended. So not so much the contents of the season, but the way it ended. Like, we needed a little bit more. Because usually in Game of Thrones, when it was at its peak, in my opinion, seasons 1 through 6. But I know some people kind of hate on season 6. I still like season 7, but I very much see that it was going down already, Episode 8 and 9 of the season, there was always something huge that happened, and it wasn't always a battle. If I remember correctly, seasons 4, 5, 6, that's when every single episode 8 or 9 was a big battle. But seasons 1 through 3, it wasn't always a battle, but it was always something big, a big character moment, or a big moment in the politics that's shifting around. Something that I think really just made you feel like, holy crap, that just happened. Holy crap, that person just died, And yeah, and then it ends and it kind of wraps it up, but then obviously with so many questions and excitement for the following season. Here, I do think that there is kind of like, even though I like everything that I got, I do kind of feel like, apart from Daemon's arc, Daemon's journey, what kind of really happened in the sense of like, what is the big cliffhanger, or what is the big thing that happened in Westeros, in this world, like, again, I just wish there was one more episode. I think I see what they're setting up for next season, but I just think we needed a little bit more oomph. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe we needed to know more about what happened with Otto Hightower. That was an interesting tease. Or more, maybe a little bit more with Daemon. And now that he's found his balance, his equilibrium, I feel like now we should have seen something a little bit more, at least I think. Or maybe something with the Starks marching. Like, I don't know. That whole arc with Daemon, all that with Harrenhal, honestly, I'm down. I've seen a lot of people, a lot of Daemon fans be kind of pissed off, saying like he's in the back seat, he's in the back, like his story was in the back burner, and like they wanted more from him, and I was down, honestly. If anything, like I said, like his arc was the most important this season. Yeah, because that's very Game of Thrones. Sometimes you wouldn't see main characters for episodes on end. And I think you pretty much saw him every episode. If not, then maybe you didn't see him in one episode. Yeah, so I was okay with his storyline. But all the other storylines, I do think there is a little bit, they left much to be desired. Rhaenyra is a great character. I think her character arc was a little bit repetitive this season. It was just kind of a lot of like, I want some action, but I don't want to shed blood. What should I do? I don't know what to do. Back and forth with her bannermen. And it was just kind of repetitive with her, honestly. I love what they did with the small folk. That was a really cool storyline from episode 1. It was established all the way to the end, and there was a payoff there with the new dragon riders. Yeah, I still really like this season. I'm not pissed off. I don't feel unsatisfied. I feel pretty satisfied. But I very much see the fact that the season was lesser. I do think there could have been one more episode. One more. I mean, ideally two more. But one more episode to really just drive it home. But yeah, all in all, I'm pretty satisfied with this season. A lot of good moments, a lot of good character moments, good fights. In this last episode, an awesome scene with Damon. Scene again, like Damon's story happened to, in my opinion, was the best thing of this season. And a lot of people were complaining that it was so slow. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm such a Game of Thrones fan that I loved all those connections, the prophecies, all that, the real high fantasy of it all. Not just politics. That was awesome. Him seeing the future, a version of the future. It's like the vision. I think is like kind of tailor made for Daemon. It's not exactly showing the future. It doesn't show Jon Snow at all, but it shows Daenerys. It shows. I think the what is it, the Wayward Tree or whatever. It showed him exactly what he needed so that he could fulfill his role, and that was awesome. Seeing the three-eyed raven, all that got me really excited. Those are my brief thoughts, my review of the season, and yeah, all in all, I'm satisfied. But yeah, I wanted a little bit more, but still, great season. I still think this is a great. I think this is a better season than season 8, and a better season than season 7 of Game of Thrones. So it's still a win. Let me know what your guys' thoughts on this season, on what you thought about everyone's arcs, what you thought about Daemon's arc in Harrenhal. Curious to know more nuanced takes. But yeah, let me know. Thanks for watching.